let's give a really warm Miami Association welcome to our 2016 residential president, Carlos Gutierrez.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Are you guys enjoying the free content, the tools, the information, everything the association is doing for us? Yes? All right. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys about HomeSnap. I was blown away by HomeSnap, and I guarantee it's going to rock it's going to knock your socks off, and if you adopt it, it will become the most powerful tool in your arsenal as a realtor. How many of you guys work with buyers? Should be almost everybody in the room, okay? That's about right. So this is so powerful because it was designed with the realtor in mind, it was designed with the buyer in mind, and it was very forward-thinking in their design, and it's really made to connect the buyer and the seller with all the information the buyer can ask for, all the information the realtor can ask for, and keep them connected in a very important way. So that way you have everything you need. The buyer, whether they're with you or without you, which sounds kind of scary, but I'll save that part for the end as to why it's okay for the buyer to be looking without you. One of the other things, other than the amazing, intuitive, futuristic design behind HomeSnap, is the information behind it. It's connected to 4 databases, so you get a wealth of information connected with it. It's connected to the MLS, both for listings and for agent information, which is important for you to keep in touch with the other realtors that are listing properties or that you're working a deal with, and of course connected to your buyer. It's also connected to public records, so you don't miss any properties that are not on the MLS. You will get information for properties that have been sold on or off the MLS, which is very important. It's connected to the public school system database, which means you know exactly which house up to which neighborhood to the very street that house or that neighborhood pertains to which school district, which is really some of the most important information for buyers because they typically like to move and pick property where their kids are going to have great schools. And finally, it's connected to a property lines database that I'll go into a little bit more down in one of the slides. But that's huge because it lets you be the source for information as to where a potential property that the buyer's potentially buying, where it ends, where it starts, and kind of what they can do with it. So I'll go a little bit more into it. And I'm going to save the best part for the end because I don't want you guys to start downloading it in the middle of my presentation, then you're not going to listen to the rest of it. All right. So the main purpose of HomeSnap is to get MLS and off-market properties to your phone. It started a couple years ago as a consumer-facing portal. So it was a regular app in the App Store, not necessarily meant for realtors, it was meant for consumers. And what they would do is they would drive around and you can take a picture of a property and it'll geotag through satellites and futuristic aliens that will tell you the house that you're in front of and you just took a picture of is worth kind of about $250. This is the address, this is the owner, this is the public records information about it. Now, this is not a valuation tool, although it does a little bit of that. Obviously, you and I all know that you can't replace a realtor or a human being for assigning a value to a property, but it gives you a little bit of an idea, and it started as something that the consumers can use just to kind of drive around and see what it is, and they really tapped into cool technology when you can figure out about a property just by taking a picture of it. One of the more important features is that it keeps you in contact with your buyers. Now, like I said, I'm going to save the really cool part towards the end. But within this app, you can have the buyer send you properties they like. You can send them properties you think they'd like. And everything stays within the app. So your communication is not all over the place in emails, spreadsheets, Post-it notes, trying to remember stuff. Every correspondence with the buyer and the agents related to a property can stay right in the app, which is huge. Let's see what else. People like it. That's the important part. It's designed so intuitively. It has a really pretty, intelligent design. People just like using it. It's the most liked mobile searching app out there, above Redfin, Realtor.com, Zillow, and Trulia. So HomeSnap is a favorite of consumers to use. So that's why you want to provide this to your buyers. Messaging, like I said, everything is housed in the app, so you don't have to worry about looking through a chain of text. One of the things I go through with my buyers, and you guys might have done the same, is that before HomeSnap, we would look at so many properties, it'd be hard to keep track of which was which. So we'd start nicknaming the properties, like the greenhouse, or the house with the ugly kitchen, or one of them was the underwear house, because the seller had their underwear hanging all over the place. So now you don't have to do that, because all the messaging stays right within the app, and you don't have to nickname properties. It's all right there. Property lines, like I said, you can walk around with the app. You can have the app open in front of you while you're showing a property, and a little blue line will follow you to the edge of the property line and say, here is where it ends. So let's say a property ends 20 feet farther than it looks like it does. Now they can build a pool, and now you look like a hero for providing the information they need. Agent safety timer. Agent safety has become one of the top priorities of the National Association of Realtors, and it's filtered down to the state and, of course, our local association. So whenever you pull up to a property, you click the agent safety timer, and you set it before you do all this, of course, but you can have it set to say, if I don't check in 15 minutes, this is the last home I showed, and send an alert to whoever you want to send it to. And that's a little bit of peace of mind. You don't have to go to a separate app. There are other apps that do it, but while you're showing property within this app, you can just click this, and it's very seamless, and you know, it helps keep you safe. Rapid CMAs, like I said, this is not going to replace you as a realtor giving the valuation of property or an estimate of what offers should be, but you can really quickly, if you need to, pick comps, active and closed, and send a very detailed report to whoever you want to send it to or to the client that's asking for it. Okay, that's the end of the slides from HomeSnap. But here's the important part that I wanted to end with, and I don't want you guys to leave without. So if you didn't listen to anything else, listen to this part. The reason we got 4,000 Miami Realtor members signed up for this in the first 3 days and about 4,600 now in the first couple weeks is because of the agent exclusivity feature. Here's how it works. When you send this to your clients or your potential clients through a text link, through an email, through a Facebook link, you can share it a number of ways. But when it's your link, that potential client is basically married to you. So even if you haven't spoken to them in 2-3 years, they download this app because you happen to email them, they can go out and look for properties. And when they click on a property that they like, it will say, ask agent for information, and you will pop up. Now, we've heard of some other third-party software that will, you know, the listing agent will show up, or whoever buys the leads will show up. This is going to be your app and exclusively your way to connect with your clients. So that's why you guys need to immediately invite everyone in your contacts so that even if down the line they look for something, you will be their person. So that's it. That's HomeSnap. I'm Carlos Gutierrez. Thank you, guys.